Hi, Andrew here. Okay, I've finished the podiums and now I'm just going to hand sand the tabletop. So I was trying to find maybe a 180 grit paper, sandpaper, but I've got so many of the other types, you know, much higher than it or much lower, but I want to be really careful with the, I don't cut through the sort of, the patina, I guess, of the different woods that I've got here. So I've just got a 240 grit, which is a little bit finer than what I was going to start with, but I'm going to see how I go, because basically all I want to do is just take off the burrs and the edges of the timber, you know, so I don't get any splinters, and take off a bit of the roughness, so then I can wax it. So I'm going to get onto that now. Just having a break. Camera battery went flat again. This camera is just rubbish, and even there's a new batteries too, so I think it's just crappy. You get, I don't know, maybe just over an hour's filming before it goes flat. Anyway, you may have noticed that I was using a brush there, just to sweep off the bits of sandpaper that come off, and also the dust fibers. I've also had to go to a heavier, much heavier grit, just due to the fact that some of the boards are, yeah, they're really, really rough. And also, I was using a block. So I had the blocks there, and I just had you know, sandpaper wrapped around it at one stage, and that was good for the beginning. But a lot of the boards, because they're not dead flat, the block was sliding over a lot of the, you know, the valleys, I suppose, where the wood dipped down. So that's why in the last part of the video there was a lot of me just using the paper by hand to get into the smaller sort of areas. And also, you may have noticed, I don't know, I was probably going to do these videos as a time lapse because I've been doing it for a while. I was using a chisel, and that was mainly just because there's a lot of nail holes, and a lot of them are very, very rough and very hard to get into with sandpaper. And I mean, if you caught your hand across them, just, you know, you could possibly either get a splinter in there, or, you know, I've even cut my hand actually on, not badly, but just on bits of rough wood that is wedged into like little holes. So that's why I was just using the chisel to sort of just get those out. So now we've got a new battery on, and it's the last one that's got charged. So I have 3 batteries, but this is the last one I've had a chance to charge. So I'll just try and finish off the rest, hopefully, with this next bit of battery I've got left. Alright, finished the sanding. It took a while. Well, pretty much finished. I might have to do a little bit, but just going to show you what I do next. I'm just going to try and get some of the dust off. You can brush it off a bit, but I'm just going to use a very lightly damp sponge, just that, and just wipe it over and just try and get up some of the dust a bit. So when I go to wax, none of that will be mixed in with the wax. So yeah, so this is not going to be a super duper fine furniture piece. I'm not too worried about if I leave some of the dust particles behind, just a general wipe over. I will just wait a little while. I can feel just touching. The first few boards I touched are a little damp, so I'm just going to allow that to just dry a little bit. So I might go and have some lunch now, and I'll come back and I'll show you how I put the wax on.